Anytime, CJ.
We're live.
Oh, are we live now?
You said anytime. I was hitting the button. It takes a little bit longer than previous to get everything rolling, you see.
Well, now that we're live, I have some things I need to address.
What's grinding your gears this week?
Oh, let me tell you, these fat cats up on Capitol Hill have been really doing a number this week. It's my Dennis Miller impression.
Don't worry, you won't be able to vote for them soon anyway.
Wow.
Wow.
Should we just get going?
Yeah, I mean, I've been ready for
red leather, yellow
20
leather,
minutes.
red leather, yellow leather. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I just set an alarm on my Apple Watch.
sounds like you did. Is it going to go off in 20 minutes?
That's what it said.
No, 20 minutes ago. Period. Yeah. In the past, it'll go off. Right. Hello and welcome to episode 751 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, March 30th, 2021. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me, as always, from Canada, is Mr. Greg Seward.
Good evening.
How's it going, sir?
It's going pretty good. Just got back from one of my kids' hockey games.
And
nice.
Boy, are my arms tired.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There you go.
No, it's hard on the voice because of COVID restrictions. They allow us to broadcast, to live stream minor hockey games now.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Usually one of the parents does it, and of course I'm the one who volunteered to do it.
Yep.
And of course I can't just, turn the camera on and not say anything, so I decided to commentate the games.
Oh.
And so I'm doing a lot of yelling. Getting pretty excited. If you watch the replays of the games, you can see when my heartbeat is translating to shaking the camera.
Okay.
I didn't realize that's what was going on at first.
Oops.
Anyway, it was a good game. They won 5-4 tonight against probably the best team in their division. So
Oh,
it was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, and they were up 3-0, and then they were down 4-3, and then they won 5-4.
Excellent.
Hold on a second.
Phil's working that out in his head. Hang on. They were up 3-0.
Yeah. Right enough.
Then after a while, they were actually losing 4-3. So there were four goals scored by the other team.
4-3 is just a losing aspect ratio in general.
But then they won the game 5-4.
So they got the Schneider cut score there.
Sure.
Yeah, they did the.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Zack Snyder's true intention, artistic vision.
No,
for
but
there.
Sorry. There were more colors than gray, orange, and blue, though. So
I didn't realize there were.
Snyder cut.
Okay, but then they reversed their fortune and came back to win it with the higher score. So they won, is what you're saying?
Yes, they won.
That is what he said.
It was a very exciting game.
I could handle sports commentary.
Yeah, no, you're a natural.
Yeah, I know that the hockey ball is actually called a puck.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah,
made of tire rubber.
Oh, is that right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Made of vulcanized rubber.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but I know that's what it's made of. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Comes from Vulcan. I have no idea.
If I was a hockey commentator, every game would include the fact that if
vulcanized rubber.
No, that you would get a free puck if you bought Mario Lemieux.
Lemieux hockey. My Mario Lemieux puck is. You can kind of see it.
Oh, is it in there? Yeah,
it's right there, right where I'm pointing.
Lovely.
That is my Mario Lemieux hockey puck.
That is great.
It's not one of the signed ones though. There were a limited number that were actually signed.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Was that like a chase thing? Like
I have
one
no
in
idea.
1,000?
No. I think you
like
actually
a golden ticket, Willy Wonka.
What you were getting. Yeah, but Mario Lemieux was my favorite hockey player when I was growing up. So,
is that right?
Yeah, the game sucked, but I needed the puck. So,
The only reason I know Mario Lemieux is a hockey player is because of that game.
Nice.
Same.
I can name one other hockey player.
Wayne Gretzky.
That is the one. That is the one.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, those are like two of the best players in history. So
Then there you go.
yeah, that makes sense.
Do you need any
It'd be
more?
weird if you could name like some random third string player from, I don't know, the Toronto Maple Leafs in 1998 or something like that. Toronto Maple Leafs is another hockey team, just so you know.
Oh.
And hockey is that sport you play on the ice.
With the rubber ball, yes.
Yes, made out of tires.
Made out of tires.
Yeah,
Correct.
I understand.
Yeah. And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
And he scored a hat trick.
That's a turn.
Is what
Yep.
I would say every time someone scored
There were 2 hat tricks scored tonight.
3 goals.
Really?
2 hat tricks scored both by players wearing the number 15. There's some trivia for you.
Okay,
That's
now
the
here.
kind of- That's the sort of thing the color commentary guy would say if I had one of those.
They're both wearing green.
No,
real-
that's not
Luck-
a thing.
Luck of the Irish.
No.
Me Hardies.
Although my son's team's color is green.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nice.
And the guy who got the hat trick's name was O'Brien, so
Oh, well, there you go.
maybe
There
I went
you
wrong.
go.
You know what?
Ah.
Phil, you should
See?
come along and do color.
Well, you know, Mario Lemieux, famous Irishman hockey player. I'm
No,
pretty sure.
Also not true.
I mean, the name, listen to the name. Lemieux. Oh, Lemieux. You know, that's very
And I mean, Mario is a traditional Irish name too. So
well,
That's definitely true.
because it flows
That's a
so
fact.
easily into like O'Brien. Ah, Mario O'Brien. You know,
maybe that's it. Maybe his name was Mary, and it was O'Lemieux.
Oh.
Maybe that's what it was. Mary O'Lemieux.
whatever the case is, we had about a zillion copies of that game at Babbage's because nobody bought it.
No, it was bad. It was a bad game.
Yeah, I think they eventually got marked down to a penny in our system.
And on top of that, it came out after EA's NHL series, which was so good.
Well, you
So-
know.
You hang a copy of the bathroom key on Mario Lemieux hockey.
Fun fact about that, though, the Mario Lemieux hockey game was just like a remake or a recode of an existing hockey game. Because if you look at Hockey on the Links, same
Okay.
game.
Oh, is it really?
Really?
Oh,
Made by the same guy.
some old PC
I'm pretty sure
game or
whoever,
something?
I'm pretty sure the guy who's listed as the developer, I'm pretty sure he owned the game, like he owned the rights to the game,
Oh, okay.
and I think
Gotcha.
he just contracted out.
Right.
Yep.
Just
There you
porting
go.
porting
There you go.
his.
There is your Genesis/Links trivia for our 15-minute intro.
Wow, that is a
That's
is
pretty good.
hat trick of video game history.
There you go.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of a hat trick, Sony doing a hat trick and closing the PS3, Vita, and PSP stores in a few months.
I love that you didn't even introduce Phil.
I did.
I think he
I
did.
remember hearing it.
I did.
I'm Phil, though. It's me. I'm Phil.
I'm
It's a
worried
me.
about your short-term memory, Greg.
So am I.
We need to talk about your attention span.
One too many hockey pucks to the old melon.
There you
Yeah. Yeah.
go. So yeah, a report
Have you ever been hit
from-
by a hockey puck, Greg? Like during
Sure.
a match?
You know, I never played hockey, organized hockey. Played on ponds and
really?
stuff. That was it.
Okay. I would imagine that would hurt. That's probably why they wear all
Yeah.
those helmets and such.
Yeah, that's yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Very true.
Yeah, makes
Very
sense.
true.
Makes sense. I understand there's some sort of video game store closure happening.
Yeah, as I was saying, Sony with the hat trick closing the PS3.
I get because there's 3
Vita.
systems.
That's right. I'm doing
I
the
got it,
segue here.
It's like
There's
it's
a
like
segue
a,
happening.
it's like a turkey. if this was a bowling,
I'm gonna snack now.
It's a turkey.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Apparently, the rumor is they're closing the PS3, Vita, and PSP digital stores. So
Eventually,
So the
PSP and PS3 will be closed on July 2nd, and the Vita
Oh.
store will stay open until August 27th. So that's your rumor du jour from thegamer.com.
so the real turkey are the people who went all digital.
You would think. You would
Mhm.
think.
so
Yeah.
they said they're closing the store, but they haven't said because I mean, when Nintendo did that, I think you still had X number of months to download things, right?
Mm.
That remember Nintendo
Right,
shut
you
things
couldn't
down where
buy
you just
anything
couldn't buy
anymore.
anything.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know any additional details, and Sony has not commented on this rumor. But that's the information that we have now.
So Shane Satterfield actually posted a rumor very soon after that about possible backwards compatibility for PS1 and anyway, the whole PlayStation family on PlayStation 5, possibly even being able to play the discs.
Really?
He said to take it with a huge grain of salt, but there was some sort of something in the water that said that was a possibility.
Are you
Something
saying
in the water? What kind of water are we talking about?
Rumor water.
Oh, is that a real thing?
rumor water? Yeah,
It is now.
Rumor water.
Take a swim.
Dive
Dive in.
No, because there was some Sony patent last week that
That's what it was.
was like you can
water?
get trophies from previous
Yes.
games.
That was it.
But that doesn't necessarily. I mean, just because they
Nothing
filed a
necessarily
patent
means
doesn't
anything.
mean they're
CJ.
gonna do it,
Man,
right?
Now that is about as nihilist as this show's ever gotten.
Enjoy Arby's.
There
So
you go.
are we saying that there is a chance that I might be able to play Tokyo Jungle on my PS5? Is that?
What a weird game to pick.
No, it is not a
Tokyo
weird game.
Jungle.
Tokyo
Like a
Jungle.
random-
Yeah,
That's
No,
a good
it is-
game. Don't get me
It's
wrong.
an amazing game.
trapped
I
on the
absolutely-
PS3.
I adore.
Oh, is that the
adore-
thing that it's trapped
Yes.
on the PS3?
Yeah,
Yes, it is, and I love Tokyo Jungle.
that's a great game.
It's
yeah,
so
that was
much fun. It's so weird,
Weird game.
So
and
weird.
charming, and just fun and brilliant in its stupidity.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I want to play Tokyo Jungle again. Not enough to go hook up my PS3.
But in the
Fine.
meantime, I definitely need to go into those systems and make sure I have everything downloaded.
I mean, it's interesting. If you pair that rumor, the whole achievements to old games, and then this PS3, Vita, and PSP stores closing, I wonder, does it mean that the digital storefronts on these systems are going to close? And then if that other rumor is true, then you could get those games digitally another way on PS5? Probably not.
Don't look at me.
I mean, that would be amazing. It
would be amazing.
That's
That's
to
not-
me.
It's not
is-
really the thing I expect out of Sony, though. I mean, with Jim Ryan saying things like Gran Turismo 2, why would you want to play that when we have GT 5 or whatever?
Sure,
I'm paraphrasing the quote, but
but that's the thing. So if that's the case, then it could just be the option of whatever you already own is compatible.
yeah, I mean,
Right.
that'd be interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be interesting.
And especially if
really-
it's disc-based as well, because then, I mean, I have a pretty big library of disc-based games
Right.
for those consoles.
I have a digital PS5. This would benefit me not at all.
Okay, but I was talking about me. So
Yeah, but I was talking about me.
Looks like you made a wrong life choice, CJ.
Damn it!
Yeah, that's what you get.
had to hedge them bets, bro.
Yep.
Right.
But no, I mean, that's something we've talked about before, is that I feel like Sony's leaving a lot on the table, considering like Microsoft's done a fantastic job of having the Xbox family of games playing on the Series X. I mean, not all the original Xbox stuff plays on there, but some
A lot of
does.
the bigger games do.
Yeah, but like, when you look at the PlayStation library from 95 for the last 26 years,
Yeah.
that's an amazing library, and it's
It
just
is.
you're just sort of leaving it out there to languish. And
I mean,
it
as
was incredible.
Astrobot has our Astro's Playroom has taught us, there's a lot of nostalgia to be had for PlayStation stuff. It's just that we don't have that stuff backwards compatible to be reminded of, right?
Right, and I mean,
Yeah.
you're also talking about like we were already the three of us were approaching our 20s by the time the PlayStation came out, right?
Yeah.
Or I think Phil was probably in his 20s, but either way, like people who grew up on PlayStation, on the first PlayStation,
No.
are now in their mid 20s.
Yeah.
So they've got, they're sort of the target market. You want to, to me anyway, you really want to play on the nostalgia they might have for those systems.
And there's
PS1,
no
PS2
good way,
especially.
no
Yeah.
good way to play all that
There's no
stuff.
good way to play that stuff.
And Greg,
Yeah.
I was exactly 20 when
I
the
thought you were.
PlayStation came out. Yeah.
So, I mean, in the same way that they market, we're a little bit older than I think what a target demographic would be. But I mean, the same way that you market sort of the NES and Super Nintendo to a few years back, like the generation has shifted now.
Right.
So now you've got these people with disposable income who have very fond memories of growing up on PlayStation games or PlayStation 2 games. Like, now's the time to strike, I think.
I don't disagree. I think you're right.
That's just another
Will
way of
Sony-
saying I agree.
Will
It
Sony
is.
do that?
It's a long. It's more syllables.
Yeah. Is that,
I agree with
It's when you
you.
got to beef up the
Greg.
word count. When the word counts 1,000 and you're only at 980.
Is he trying to sound smarter, Greg? Is that what that is?
No. I think he's just going back to his old magazine days where he's like, I gotta fill the space.
More words.
Time to get wordy.
Disagree.
I wonder if Sony doesn't seem like that company anymore, unfortunately. I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon.
I just want to play Tokyo Jungle again. It's so good.
That would be good. Do you want to play Calling All Cars?
Oh, God, Calling All Cars. Wow.
That game.
They made a big deal out of that game.
And if I recall correctly, so did Games Media. They made a big, like, David Jaffe's doing a downloadable game.
Yeah.
Sony's take on Xbox Live Arcade.
That was an oddity then, right?
They're pulling out the big guns. Twisted Metal's David Jaffe is.
And then everyone played it and was like, this isn't Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
This isn't very good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll play Pain before I play Calling All Cars. Remember Pain?
Pain.
Remember
Yeah.
Pain?
That was a big game for Sony.
It was a game for a little bit. Yeah.
That was a game for a little bit.
Yeah.
But Tokyo Jungle, man, forget it. So good. So good.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
I was going to tell a story, but I can't. I don't think I can tell that story. It is about pain.
Is it dirty? Is it a dirty story?
No.
Oh.
Not a
Does
dirty
it have
story.
curse words in it?
No.
Oh.
Anyway, so moving on. Nintendo has announced they're doing a new mobile game here with Niantic, and they're going to do a Pikmin mobile game. And there is now a website you can go to sign up for. You can pre-reg for whenever the game's going to come out. So later this year, it sounds like we'll be getting a Pikmin mobile app. Seems cool. I'm down.
Could not care less.
Could not. Greg, always bringing the excellent analysis to the news. Could not care less. Yeah.
Hot take.
It seems more Pikmin is fine with me. I'm down with that. Although, where the heck is Pikmin 4? That's what I want to know.
It'll be mobile only. That's
I'm fine. Okay, fine. I'll take it.
Are you still excited?
No. Less
Exactly.
excited. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see what a sort of location-based AR game based around Pikmin could be, right? Because you have that sort of explorers from space coming down to Earth and gathering items and things. It could be interesting. It could be an interesting cooperative mobile game. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Microsoft is apparently in talks.
I'm sorry, my video froze or something for a couple minutes there. I couldn't hear a word you guys were saying.
Microsoft apparently talks to acquire Discord.
Why is this even news in our podcast? I don't understand why this is even on our outline.
Yeah, because you guys
What
really
does this have
use
to do?
Discord a lot. You use Discord a lot. I mean, I use Discord a lot for chat
Discord.
during Sea of Thieves. And if Microsoft acquired Discord, that might mean the Discord voice chat would be available via the Xbox. And I think that would be a potential benefit.
Well, there you go.
But Xbox already has voice chat.
I mean, they do, yeah, Xbox Party Chat, but sometimes you can't get.
This isn't
people who are
Nintendo
on
we're talking
PC
about.
to
This
use
console
Xbox
has
Party
voice chat.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes people want to use Discord. Then
Look,
what do you do?
If this will result in Discord being able to be branded as some sort of Sea of Thieves pirate chat service, then CJ is going to be in for it.
Maybe they can more completely integrate it with their streaming service. Oh, wait a minute.
You can stream via Discord. That's the thing. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that
on
eventually.
Microsoft Edge.
Yeah. So Limited Run Games is bringing the Astro City Mini to the US.
They already did it.
They already.
It's come and gone.
It's gone.
They're doing
man.
it.
It's sold out immediately.
No, they did it.
It's gone. They did it.
It already happened. Yeah.
It's gone.
Oh,
Yeah. Did you miss
I wasn't.
that?
I wasn't going to buy one anyway.
Did you miss that minute and a half when it was available?
It would have been cheaper to import one anyway.
Yeah, you can still
Right.
you still can import it.
Yeah.
You can still go to Amazon Japan, which is what I did, and have it shipped to you like within a week for less than it will cost to get the domestic version from Limited Run Games.
Which domestic version, that really just means English packaging, right?
Only on some of them. They had a limited amount of English packaging within the
3,500
limited
units.
amount of those systems that they had. Yes.
Wait, not all of their. Because I know they didn't change the games. The games are still all in the original language they were in, which some are in English and some are in Japanese. But
right,
I thought the whole point was that it's English packaging.
No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't all
3,500 units.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right.
So,
but not all of those 3,500 are in English packaging. That's weird.
So yeah, the thing that I don't really get, I mean,
3,500 are in English packaging. Apparently,
my timer's up.
More. Oh, good. We've hit our 20-minute limit for the show. Good night, everybody.
We need to stop talking about hockey now. No, I mean, I think it's interesting that Limited Run is sort of branching out.
Oh, no, it's great.
Stuff like that, for sure.
Fantastic, yeah.
It just seems weird to me that where they're a mail order, well, I guess they have a storefront now too, but where they're a mail order only company, that what they offered domestically was more expensive than importing it yourself.
Yeah.
That, to me, seems to defeat the purpose.
Yeah,
now, I mean,
odd.
as a collector, you want to try to get those ones that have the English packaging. Sure, I get that.
Sure.
Right.
And I mean, Limited Run is about collectibles.
Of course.
But, I don't know. It was nice to see it happening. I mean, it was great to see a domestic release of that thing.
Right.
But it just seemed weird that you weren't really getting any real benefit from it.
Yeah. All right. Balan Wonderworld is in the news again.
Bilbo's Wonderwall.
Finally.
Bilbo's Wonderwall.
Finally.
It did get released last week on Friday.
It's been seizing everyone's attention this week.
Seizing.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
It apparently
not just a flash in the pan.
Wow. The on-disc version of Balan Wonderworld. I have to say, I have to look at the words to not say Balan Wonderwall. Balan Wonderworld. If you just bought it day one unpatched, apparently the final boss has a glitch where it flashes a bunch of lights at you and could potentially be seizure-inducing.
Yes.
Yeah. So there was video of this that appeared online, and then Square Enix released some kind of statement saying that the day one patch addressed this glitch and that it was actually a glitch.
I was going to say, so that's why it's the disc version that has this problem.
Unpatched, pre-release copies. Okay. Yeah.
I watched said clip. I dug a chance, put my body on the line for science.
As you did last week with ingesting an SD card.
Yes. Ingesting and regurgitating.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
He caressed it with his tongue.
There was a middle zone there. I mean, that thing was
right in the middle zone.
It was. Here's a clip y'all can take out of context. I put that thing fully in my mouth.
Engulfed it. Really?
I let that thing slip around my tongue for a minute or so.
I gotta regurgitate the soundboard now.
And then I spit because I didn't want, I watched the video. Now I am not seizure prone. I do not get seizures. Flashing lights and stuff.
You saw Incredibles 2 in the theater, and
I saw Incredibles 2 in the theater, and I thought, oh my goodness,
never seen Incredibles 2.
It's not very good.
That's
why I haven't seen
it. And
it.
Oh my goodness, I love the first Incredibles.
Me too. Fantastic movie. One of my favorite Pixar movies.
Yeah, it might still be my favorite Pixar movie, but Incredibles 2 is just not very good. And that movie has Bob Odenkirk in it. Which
it's true.
Yeah. How do you screw that up?
Right?
How do you screw that up?
Speaking of which, his new movie looks amazing.
Oh, his John Wick movie? Yeah,
know, right?
It does.
I would never consider him to be the star of a movie like that.
I don't think I've seen this trailer. So well. I need to.
You should go watch the trailer for Nobody.
You haven't watched the Nobody trailer?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, it's so. I mean, just The thing that I love about the Nobody trailer is it feels like a fake movie trailer.
Yeah.
From like
you're waiting for the punchline.
It feels like a Mr. Show bit.
Yes.
But they're playing it completely straight.
Yes.
It's just like
that's amazing.
Here's Bob as a kick-ass, like John Wick style action hero.
Yeah,
and you're waiting.
Describe it better because that is exactly what I thought. The first trailer I saw of it, I was waiting for the punchline.
You're waiting for like Brian Posehn to show up at the end and just talk about, oh, it's really great, but he doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
All right, I'm the wettest I've ever been, and I'm from Canada. By the way,
made me believe in unicorns again.
I just wanted to call out hacker alias KSO0514.
Yeah.
In the chat said Yuji Naka's contribution to society is straight Balin. That's a good callback.
Oh man,
absolutely.
Anyway, sorry.
But so I watched this clip. You know, like I said, not being prone to seizures or even bits of uncomfortableness while in the presence of flashing lights. I was like, well, I got to see what this is like. It was very clear that it was something glitchy happening. Just because it would
that's a good thing at least. At least they didn't do something stupid. It was
it's not like the final boss, you know, shoots a laser or something that causes this flashing light. It very much felt like this is the game kind of glitching out on you. But you know, having said not being really susceptible to that sort of thing, the instant I watched it, massive headache and my eyes stung for probably about 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like I had to go take some
and you were just watching pills. The trailer for Balan Wonderworld.
I was just that was before the actual clip showed up.
Before the clip of the end boss, right?
I started feeling nauseous, but it turned out to just be the launch trailer. But no, but it did. I had to go take some headache medicine, and it's like, wow, that's bad. I can't imagine some poor person who actually is vulnerable to that sort of thing. Just that could do some damage potentially. So I'm glad they patched it. Yeah,
me too. The unfortunate thing is that video game preservation, like the physical copy,
right? Yeah, that's true.
Always include that
is true.
Clip. Sadly,
but so shame about the rest of the game.
Wasn't there a Spyro game that had that same problem at one point?
Oh, was there? I don't know. I
saw somebody mention that on Twitter today, and I vaguely remembered hearing about it, but
I don't know.
I don't remember that one.
No,
you couldn't patch that though. Unless it was the remake.
Well, I think it was a more recent Spyro game.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Or the remakes or something, yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe.
That I don't know.
All right, let's talk about some video game movies. First of all, Sony has announced that there's a Ghost of Tsushima movie in the works.
Okay, then.
Cool. I still need to play that game.
Yeah, I do too.
Fantastic. I need to
I feel like we need
more of that game
now. Yeah.
I stopped playing at this bit where you have to escort some villagers through like an empty area where they're being targeted by enemies. And that's the worst place to stop playing a video game is like in the middle of an action scene. Because you come back a few months later and it's like, how do I even control this game? Like, what am I supposed to do?
And it's an escort mission?
It's an escort mission, yeah. Yeah. Which are not great anyway. And I'm playing on easy, but I still
get good.
Loaded up, lost.
Get good.
Yeah. You're not impressing anyone here with those skills, CJ.
I'm not.
Yeah, set that to nightmare.
No, I never. Not going to. I don't think so. And the other thing, of course, Gary Whitta, screenwriter of such films as Rogue One.
Well, he wrote the first draft of it. Wrote the first draft, yeah.
He was writing a.
What did he did? He did Book of Eli.
Book of Eli.
That's the one. Book of Eli.
And did he do that Will Smith movie?
I think
where him and his kid were
Men in Black.
No, not one of the ones that people remember. The one where it was him and his kid, and they're like in the future or something.
Even though it looks like it's the future. Yes, I don't know. Did he? I remember the movie you're talking about, but I don't know if he said it.
I think you're right.
Well, anyway, is that the name?
Sure.
What's that?
After
Sure, why not?
Earth? Is that the one? Is that
I
the
don't-
name of it?
I don't know.
That might be the name. I don't know.
Somebody's yelling at the radio right now.
Nobody
Probably
cares.
Gary Widow.
No.
Anyway, so as if he listens to the show.
That's great.
So he's a
Probably
screenwriter,
Gary
and
Widow.
he has been working on the Last Starfighter. So there's been like a project in the works for a while now, like to write a script for this thing, and apparently it's close to happening, such that he streamed out a concept reel on Twitch,
Yes.
and you can find that concept reel on YouTube as well, which features music from friend of the show Chris Tilton.
Yes. I saw
Oh,
that.
man.
That's excellent.
Chris Tilton, extremely talented.
Yes.
Scored a lot of video games and TV shows and
Fringe.
and Fringe.
Yeah.
And I finally got to meet Chris a few years ago, and just the nicest darn guy. Holy
The
cow!
nicest guy, yeah.
But he did a remix of the theme from the original Last Starfighter movie, which is a great theme. It's just a fantastic theme, and holy cow, Chris nailed it. It's really
Totally
good.
nailed it.
It's real good.
I got the goosebumps listening to that with
It
the
almost sounded like you
concept
were going to
reel.
say you got the shits from listening to
That's
it.
what I thought. Yeah,
I got the shivers.
I listened to that.
Oh, the
And,
shivers.
oh boy, I was
Got the
running
goosebumps.
into first, and I felt a sudden burst. Let me tell you, Chris Tilton's amazing score. I was
great.
running into second, but I didn't have a second.
He was hitting all the brown notes.
That's what made Fringe so exciting. Was
Kept me regular.
you never knew
Jesus.
when he'd hit that perfect chord. Oh
Yes.
no, but
Anyway, I'm very excited about this because The
it's-
Last Starfighter is one of my
it's really
favorite
good.
movies.
yeah, and the little demo reel or whatever that Gary put up. It's all.
One of my favorite movies.
Oh, look
And
at that. Oh,
also
there it is. Look at that.
signed.
DJ's got a
signed
signed
picture.
picture. What says
Wow.
this?
Starfighter.
To Chris. Does that say "Hold on tight"?
It says
Loved
hold
you,
on
Ikiki's
tight.
delivery service.
Hold
That's right.
on tight. From what's the actor's name who played Alex in that?
Lance Guest.
Lance Guest was Alex. Where'd you get that?
I got that at the Southern Fried Video Game Expo.
Wow.
Yeah, he was
That's
a guest
fantastic.
there. Yes,
That's
He
really
was
great.
a Lance guest there.
he was a Lance Guest.
Why is
there.
that not framed?
Yeah,
It
why
should
is
be,
that not
right?
framed? What's wrong
No,
with
it
you?
absolutely. Come on,
It
man.
absolutely should be.
Not
Come
gonna,
I just
on.
haven't gotten around to it.
it's not going to survive. If you
I
don't
mean, yeah, I know 8x10 frames are hard to find these days. So
Yeah.
that's probably part of it. But my goodness, you'd think.
I'll do it just
You
for
should.
you, Phil.
Absolutely.
I'm
Yes,
going to
you
do it.
Absolutely should. I have my Jeffrey Combs signed picture framed. You know, I have my Eddie
Yeah.
Deason autograph framed.
There you go. Yeah,
You should
yeah.
absolutely.
I should.
But this
You're right, 'cause it's one of my favorite movies.
well, yeah,
Last
it's
Starfighter.
you know what I watched Last Starfighter. It's been years. It's been quite a few years.
Yeah.
But I've watched it probably in the past 15 years or so. Certainly in my adult life.
It's a fun movie.
It's
It
a
holds
fun
up.
movie.
It
I mean, yeah,
holds up okay. The special
Yeah.
effects are all
special
right.
special effects. You know, they're dated.
Yeah,
But it's
they're
still,
dated.
it's still a fun movie though. Everyone's really they're good. I mean, Robert Preston, my goodness, come on.
It's no Enemy Mine.
It's true.
I'm just going to say.
Enemy Mine is also a great movie.
I'm a big
I
fan
don't-
of Enemy Mine.
I don't know if I've ever seen Enemy Mine.
This is a good film.
No.
That's the Dennis Quaid movie.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid,
Yeah.
Louis Gossett Jr. I think was.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't think I've ever seen
The only
Enemy
reason
Mine.
I've seen that a million times is because when I was a kid, that was one of those movies, along with like Dragon Slayer, that was on A&E like 3 times a week.
Right.
It was on cable all the time. They'd
Yeah.
have like an HBO preview weekend,
Just
and
a
it'd be
massive
all right,
rotation.
24 hours of
Yeah.
Enemy Mine.
Yeah,
Maybe Beastmaster
but it was a
in there.
good movie.
Red Sonja. Yeah.
Red Sonja. Oh my god. I loved Red Sonja.
Man,
That was a great movie.
The-
I haven't seen
the-
it in 30 years. But
the little demo reel that Gary put up though is you have Chris Tilton's fantastic new theme,
Yep.
or remixed remade theme over a bunch of concept art
concept art, yeah.
that was done by I forget the artist, but it's some known
Yeah.
Hollywood concept artist, but it looked cool.
It looks
It
kind
looked
of
cool.
great.
I'd be down, and it's supposed to be like a torch passing kind of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of like pseudo reboot, but also technically a sequel. So you're gonna like Lance Guest is gonna show up and
Well,
here you go,
instead of space
Starfighter.
shooters, the new game is going to be a battle royale.
Oh, finally! Oh, that
you versus the Kodan Armada on
Then
the
you have
ground.
a plucky team of trailer park kids now instead of just the
That
one.
would be great. That would be
Yeah.
sure. Why not?
Hey,
What?
CJ,
Yeah,
you've seen that last Starfighter movie, right? The original
I
one.
have. Yeah.
How freaky was that replacement Alex that got left behind in the trailer park? There's that scene where he's like, where they pull the covers off and he's like half formed and his skin's all kind of pulsating on his skull. Man, oh man, you want to traumatize a 8-year-old Phil? That's how you do it.
That's yeah.
It's a good movie though.
6-year-old CJ. All right, so let's talk about Xbox Live. Because apparently it's just going to become Xbox Network. Lowercase n.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's
about all on that story.
That is a less interesting name than Xbox Live.
It's got less pizzazz, right?
Yeah, and let me tell you, pizzazz. Come on, I'm going to give it to you.
Right. And speaking of Xbox, they had an ID at Xbox Spring Showcase this past week on Twitch. It was a 3.5-hour show, which I did not watch.
Wow.
A 3.5-hour broadcast. Sorry.
That's
but I did watch some of the trailers
than the
afterwards.
Snyder Cut. You could watch all that and still have half an hour left to go in the Snyder Cut there.
Yeah, I did watch some of the trailers though, and they had some really good stuff, such as Drinkbox's new game.
Oh,
Drinkbox, of course, the Guacamelee people and the mutant blobs from space. They're doing a game called Nobody Saves the World, and
what does that look like?
It looks pretty great. It's sort of a top-down action game. Kind of looks gameplay-wise like you're Enter the Gungeon-ish, but with Drinkbox's artistic style, like really nice hand-drawn
Drinkbox
art.
Yeah, I really like their games.
To it, yeah. I mean, it looks good, and one called Moonglow Bay jumped out at me as well. This is sort of a voxel graphic, apparently fishing RPG set in Eastern Canada in the 1980s.
Oh,
I wonder if I'm in it.
So I think this would be your speed there, Greg.
What's the name of this game?
Moonglow Bay.
You have
the name of that
you do.
one. Yeah, it's in the outline.
Moonglow Bay.
So-
Who makes it?
It's an indie team. It's a very small indie team, but it looks great. I'm just excited that indie games as a thing, like now that we've got a lot of like 3D modeling tools and a lot of engines like Unreal and Unity are accessible to indie studios, that we're getting games that have that. I think for a while there was a stigma with indie games that it was a unique puzzle platformer, or it was a puzzle platformer with a unique art style.
Exactly.
Now,
I swear, I'm looking at this Moonglow Bay, and the hand-drawn images of the characters look like they're drawn by one of the artists I used to work with at my current job.
oh yeah,
Oh, really?
maybe
They're
so.
very similar in style.
Might actually
Anyway,
be
sorry.
them. Yeah.
Maybe so, but it looks great. I'm just glad to see a lot of indies like going up to 3D and like making games like Moonglow Bay, it's a slice of life fishing RPG set in the 80s. Like how?
I'm in.
This looks
totally
pretty cute.
It looks very cute.
Yeah.
So apparently, this is a Game Pass day one release
I
as well.
do. Oh, is it really?
Very cool.
Fantastic. That's great. I like fishing games too. So
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's no fisherman's bait, a bass challenge. Or
but then again, what is
big old bass fisherman's
monster
bait
bass?
too?
What about monster bass?
Don't give me that monster bass nonsense. No,
With the zombie fish.
no.
Yeah. So anyway,
see who made it.
that is the news. Let's get into what you've been playing.
Okay.
And I'll kick us off.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been playing a new video game called Monster Hunter Rise for the Nintendo Switch Entertainment System.
Now hold on a second, CJ.
Yes, Phil.
Now I was under the impression that you were not a Monster Hunter fan.
And Phil, you have been listening to this show for the past 15 years.
Let's hold on. I've been on this show for the past 15 years.
I guess that's true.
Might be stretching it. Let's just say I picked that up through osmosis.
Well, you're right. I am not like a huge Monster Hunter fan. I've tried multiple times.
You and me
think
both.
Even beginning on like PSP.
Yeah.
But I played I played Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii because that was a Wii game.
Okay.
Then I played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on the 3DS.
Now, when you say you played these, does this mean you?
I gave it the old try.
You played it for like an hour?
No.
Or did you like get into these?
More than an hour.
How much time
in the
did you
double
put in?
digits of hours?
Okay.
So,
That's a solid. I've played this game.
Yeah, but it never quite clicked with me. These previous Monster Hunter games, and Monster Hunter World for the PS4 was probably the closest to actually like being something I could get into.
Yeah,
but I'd watched some trailers for Monster Hunter Rise and was like, well, maybe I should try this one too. Let's see if this one grabs me, because they've introduced some new mechanics. One of my complaints with the series is when you get knocked down by a monster, you're like down for what seems like 30 seconds, and then you get up and you're stunned or whatever. And in Monster Hunter Rise, one of the big things is they have this new wire bug system that not only helps you traverse the open world levels, but you can use it as a sort of escape from being hit. So you'll be hit. You can use this, and it's sort of like a little Spider-Man web. You rope around the environment. Rope. So you can rope out of being hit. So you get hit by a monster, and you can kind of get out of its way using this system.
Okay.
Which is pretty nice. And so I bought it. Give it a try. And now I think I'm a couple hours in, and I'm really enjoying it. And part of it is that wire bug system, and the traversal around the levels is good. It's sort of an open world map, and with the wire bug, you can climb surfaces. Like you're not limited to just ground movement like you were in previous Monster Hunters. And they have a new support character called a Palamute. So you may have heard of or seen the amiibos of the Monster Hunter Palico support characters. They're little cats you can bring.
Yes.
So you can bring these Palamutes around on hunts with you, and they are dogs that you can ride on, in fact, like during hunts, which is pretty fun. So you can traverse the maps a lot quicker. And unlike previous games, this one, they actually show you where the monsters are on the map. When you first go to a stage, there's sort of a fog of war on the map itself. But as you explore, you'll uncover the entire map, and then it'll show you exactly where the monsters, where your mission objectives are. So you don't have to guess anymore. Like Monster Hunter World, you were still...
you just sort of were aimlessly
wandering the map for these monsters. So it's made playing a mission a lot faster.
Okay.
Because now I know where I'm going on the map. And they move around, but you can at least figure out which direction you should go. So started off playing as a sword and shield player. It's got like 14 different weapons. Like it's a pretty complicated fighting system.
14 different types of weapons, you mean?
14 different types of weapons, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm using Sword and Shield, but there's all sorts of guns. There's like huge swords. There's hammers. There's all sorts of things. And each one of those, of course, you can level up and upgrade and forge new sets based on the monsters that you kill and things like that. But I'm really having a lot of fun with it. So I have not played online yet. It is a lot of people swear by the multiplayer in this game, but I've not yet played online yet.
It's always seemed like a game. I've always loved the idea of those games.
Yeah.
But I've never really been able to get into them.
Is there a demo of this one?
There was a demo. They put out 2 demos, one in January and then one a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure if it's still available on the store. But apparently they made this game a lot easier and user friendly, which a lot of like hardcore Monster Hunter players aren't vibing with.
Of course.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it's a lot easier.
But you don't want the game to be more accessible.
You don't want it to be accessible.
No,
too many
no,
people are buying it. You make too much money.
Yeah.
I mean, then where do you go?
You want only to cater to your hardcore fans, and that's
Look, this game is kind of my identity. It's kind of all I have. And if other people can start enjoying it,
forget that.
Then what makes me special, CJ?
That affects my enjoyment. When I know other people like it, I like it less.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that you can turn things off, like some of those quality of life upgrades, like the monster being on the map. I'm sure you can turn that stuff off if you really want to have a classic
kind of
Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
exactly. Nobody.
The Monster Hunter games, I mean, they're obviously very, very popular.
Yeah.
And they seem like something I would really dig, but every time I've tried one, I just bounce right off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but it's been a while since I've tried one too.
Yeah, that's true.
Monster Hunter World is in the PlayStation Collection. That is on. If you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you can download that to your PS5. So that's something. And maybe there's a demo. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I'll have to check and see if there's a demo of this one. If it's improved from a new player perspective. So.
But I really like it. Okay. And maybe I've tried 4 or 5 times now, and I'm just, familiar with some of the series' eccentricities by now. But I also got this thing, Banjo and Kazooie as an amiibo. Look at that.
There you go. That's it is.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice little amiibo. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
little puzzle
piece.
Gear
a little I see there, or
Jingo.
It's called. Is that a Jingo, or is that a Jiggy?
It's a Jiggy. You're right. It's not a Jingo,
Jiggy, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Jingo was Boba Fett's dad. That's a Jiggy.
maybe the Jingo
was his brother.
Baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Boy, that was an old reference.
Oh, you know what?
Our listeners are all ancient.
I know.
I just went to the Monster Hunter Rise page.
Yeah.
On Nintendo.
And there is a demo. There's a demo you can download.
.com/page/Monster-Hunter-Rise-Swish.
Swish?
Swish.
And
there's a demo?
There's a button here that says download demo.
Oh, there you go.
Well, give it a try. I will say, I did play the demo.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't explain everything in the demo.
Well, you don't want that.
It does that thing where it's like, we're going to show you the game, but we're not.
That was just to make sure the returning players didn't get too pissed off at how easy the game was.
Well, and
don't tell them how to do everything.
The second demo is that one of the levels is basically for the hardcore players. It's a demo of one of the final battles with like the end boss, but
Spoiler
you have
alert.
weakened equipment and things.
Wow.
And they beefed up like the hit points on the boss.
Okay.
So apparently it's very hard. Anyway, give it a try. Yeah. If the demo's on Switch, give it a try.
We're being told in our chat that you have to collect 5 Jingos for a Jiggy, and I have no idea if that is correct. That could be completely made up, but it sounds like something that's in a rare game, doesn't it?
Sounds like a rare game, yeah.
Sounds accurate.
And Jeff Grubb saying what we're all thinking.
Yeah.
You gonna put that up there for people to say?
You want me to?
Yes.
Okay.
They both terms sound racist.
They do.
They do.
It's true.
They probably are.
Do. Yeah.
Probably.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Monster Hunter Rise. Greg,
Well, I'll try the demo.
Try the demo. Definitely.
I will.
And
I will try the demo.
If you want, maybe we can play some multiplayer because there's a multiplayer in the demo.
I don't.
If you want, though.
Oh, you can play. Oh, the demo lets you play multiplayer, huh?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
One of the things that I was playing this week, actually, and it was the final week of the current Gran Turismo Sport Player One podcast season.
Oh.
Had a wonderful final week. I ended up losing the championship by 1 point. But I think more impressive than that, the person who won the championship and the person who finished second both tied on points. So, they both finished with 125 points each. I finished with 124 or something like that. And then Jesse, who ended up winning, it was based on, I think he had 5 wins on the season. Anyway, I wanted to thank everybody who partook of the championship this year. It was a great series of events. Really, really fun racing with all of you. Thank you to Hacker Alias Goki, who's been a long-time listener. He organized and ran the league. And yeah, we're going to probably wait, I don't know, a month or so, and then we'll start setting up the next season. I'll be putting out a call via the show and on our social media and stuff like that, because there's a few slots that we want to fill again for the coming season. But anyway, it was a great time. Really, really a lot of fun. Really great group of people to race against. So if you're looking for a fun league where, you're not going to be racing against a bunch of professionals and just sort of languishing around in last place, come race with us. Get some pretty good drivers, and it's pretty clean, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good group. The other game that I have on my list here that I wanted to talk about is Farpoint, which is a PlayStation VR game that I've been wanting to play for a long time, and actually it is one of the free games right now, I think, right? Pretty sure. No, it's not? I thought it was. You sure?
I don't think so.
I was pretty sure I saw it on the list.
Is it?
Yeah. You're saying no, you didn't even look. You're like you know.
I know. You're right. I think it was a PlayStation Plus game recently. Are you talking about like a play at home game? No.
Yeah. No, it's not a play at home. It must have been a PlayStation Plus game. There, Jeff Grubb's saying it is, and I trust him more than I trust you.
Smart move.
Anyway, so this is the game that came bundled, or one of the games, I guess, that came bundled with the I think it was called the AIM controller.
You're right. Yeah.
Which I was looking for a few months back because I wanted to play this game, and I ended up putting a call out on the internet. And actually, one of I think he's a listener named Corey, wrote to me and offered, basically said, like, I've got one. If you want it, I'll send it. Just pay for shipping. So I did. So thank you very much, Corey. I finally actually got to use it. So this is Farpoint is a first-person shooter. A VR first-person shooter, which I've never played before. I've always been kind of afraid to play first-person shooters in VR because I feel like they would be very nausea-inducing. But I played it for about an hour the other night, and it was really, really well done. And that aim controller is awesome. You know what it really reminded me of, and actually the three of us did this, the VR thing that the Star Wars VR thing that we did.
Oh, really?
Right now, of course, you're not walking around in your own space, but I remember anyway, at one point we picked up weapons.
Right.
And of course you can see the weapon in your hand, right? And it translated so perfectly. And that's pretty much how this controller feels too. Like it just, when you pick up a weapon, you sort of hold it up in front of yourself, and you're just holding a weapon, and it feels very natural. And it's basically just a move controller with a different configuration of triggers and buttons all over it. So like the way that you use it, which I really love, is it's got an analog stick on the back and an analog stick on the grip in the front. And the standard controls for this is that if you push forward from wherever you're facing on the front analog stick, you walk forward. But of course, because this is a VR game, you walk pretty slowly, and you also it doesn't jostle when you walk. It's actually pretty funny if you look down at your shadow while you're walking perfectly level. The legs are moving, but your torso's not. It's really funny.
Huh.
But one thing that I really like is that, like, you know, for a while I was walking and holding the gun out in front of me, and then realizing, like, well, if nothing's happening, I don't need to do this. So I put the gun down sort of across my chest, and the analog stick actually translates based on the way you're holding the gun. So I still needed to push the analog stick forward ahead of me to walk straight forward. I didn't have to adjust it for however I was holding the gun. It was reading the way I was holding the gun, which was nice. But it plays really well. Like I wasn't really sure how a first-person shooter was going to play in VR because, like I said, I've never tried one. I really like it. I like the way the controls work. You basically can move forward, and I don't think you can. Yeah, you move forward and strafe, and then your turning is based on your body movement. A lot of people I've heard a lot of people complain about this game because really the best way to play it is to stand up. But, you know, some people don't like to do that. Plus, you're worried about running into things and all that. But if you were actually, I think you play it really easily as well in a swivel chair, like a desk chair, if you wanted to sit down. So one of the things that a couple of things I was noticing from the design that I really liked is, first of all, like, you know, in most VR games, you hold down whatever the equivalent of the start button is, the option button, I guess, on the PlayStation 5. You know how, like, if you want to recenter your view, you hold that down and everything kind of snaps into place again in case it's drifted a little bit. When you do that in this game, it actually gives you an overlay that shows you where the camera is. It doesn't snap you to center again, but it shows you where the camera is, and it actually creates it shows you almost a box emanating from that camera that says, like, you want to be in this area. You and your gun want to be in this area.
Oh,
that's where you're active. So yeah, it's not disorienting because, like, you know, the game wants you to turn a lot, but it helps you find home without snapping everything too, which is nice.
That's good.
Because it would be really easy to get disoriented otherwise. But it also wants to, even though you're in a first-person shooter and you're moving around a lot, it wants you to still stay in a very specific area. So I really like that a lot. Also, little things like there's a lot of, for the first couple of levels, you're fighting these different mutant spiders or whatever they are. And they're these little ones that'll burrow into the ground and they'll come up and they'll jump at you, which is freaky as hell. I played it for an hour, and by the end of the hour, I was still like, every time they were jumping at me. But one of the things that they do is, because you would think, okay, now I have to swing around and shoot, but obviously where this controller is tracked mostly by the light at the end of it, you can't obscure it with your body. That's not going to work, right? But the way the AI works with these spiders, when they jump behind you, they immediately scuttle back in front of you again. So you could turn if you wanted, but it's no use because they're going to run back in front of you no matter what. Which is a nice touch. It's still very immersive, but it's taking care of the fact that really all your tracking is in front of you on the PlayStation VR with the aim controller. And then the other thing that I really liked about the experience was I end up getting a second weapon finally. So you sort of start off with this basically a machine gun, and then you get a shotgun. And the way that I know there's another VR game that a friend of mine, Jim, was talking about when he here the other night, that he said he didn't like. Oh, it was the one where you're driving and shooting. I forget the name of it. It's also a PlayStation VR
Lucky
game.
and Wild.
Lucky and Wild, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of when they actually showed this game. But anyway, he said the thing he didn't like about that is that they wanted you to act like you were holstering your different weapons on different parts of your body. So, like, your handgun was on your hip, and like your shotgun might be behind your back, so you had to reach back and get it and that sort of thing. With Farpoint, all you do is basically hold the aim controller up by your head, straight up, and then when you bring your hand back down, it's cycled to the next gun in your inventory.
Oh,
so like cool. If you're holding the machine gun, you go like this, you come back down as your shotgun. So, but overall, yeah, I really enjoyed what I played of it. I think it's like 5 hours long. I will say I was standing up while I was playing it, and I was starting to get a little disoriented. But it was after about an hour. I feel like that's acceptable. I've been playing a VR game for an hour. I probably should stop at this point.
And by the way, it is a PS Plus game.
It is a PS Plus game. I knew it was free. Yeah. Because I've been thinking about buying it forever, and then when I finally got around to get ready to play it, I was like, oh, I don't have to pay for it. Fantastic. Yeah. So yeah. But I really enjoy that aim controller. It's very nice. And the game, I'm enjoying the game so far too. So I'm looking forward to playing more of it. But yeah, that was the main thing I was playing this week.
Nice. Right. Philip?
Uh-huh.
What do you got for us?
Not much, if I'm being honest.
Not much.
I've been packing and stuff this week. You know, I had I've
been playing Shove It, the warehouse game.
Basically, IRL. You know, some real life boxel happening around here. My Unicron toy showed up. You know, so most of my week was spent lugging that thing into my house, trying to find room for it.
So have you not opened it and put it together at all?
Well, I opened it.
I saw that.
I saw the pictures on Twitter.
Yes, I did. I did open it just to take a look at it. I did not start assembling it because there's chunks that you have to sort of put onto it when it's out of the box, and I didn't want to start trying to transform it because it's probably
modern transformers take a while to transform, and something that big is going to be worse.
I mean, they've gotten better. Modern transformers have gotten much better in terms of complexity, unless you go for like the really kind of high end masterpiece stuff. But I mean, this guy is super big and super complicated, so it's probably going to take like an hour. I am not. I am honestly expecting a good hour of fiddling with this thing to get it transformed. It comes with a display stand.
That's cool.
As you would imagine, this thing turns into a planet, so it's round. So you're going to need to have some sort of display stand. In order to display it properly. But also, his robot mode goes on the stand as well, just to kind of help support his weight.
It's tremendous weight.
I mean, 14 pounds, I believe, is what that package weighs.
It's over 2 feet tall, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's insane. I love it.
Yeah. The planet mode, if you count the little external ring going around it, I believe it's over 30 inches in diameter. So it's not a little toy. I did realize, I have those display cabinets from IKEA, the Detolfs, the Detolf display cabinets. They're very similar to what you have your Sega stuff in behind you there, Greg. My original idea was, I'll have him displayed, and it probably
doesn't fit.
Well, the display stand that he comes with is larger than the footprint of that cabinet. So I may be buying a dedicated Unicron table for the new place.
That's amazing.
So
wow.
Let me just again point out how wonderful my wife is.
Well, I mean, that goes along with your you have another gigantic transformer, don't you? The
I have
the Autobot City?
I have a few.
Yeah.
I have a few. I have Metroplex and
Metroplex.
Fortress, and these are all the modern updates.
Fortress Maximus.
Yeah, I have Fortress Maximus. I have Metroplex. I have Trypticon. I have Scorponok.
Yes, you have a fair amount of gigantic transformers.
I have the recent Devastator, which is about that same height. So
out of all those, that's the one I wish I had money and I had taken the money and had space for.
I believe they're doing a re-release of him.
Just because he's so cool.
I think they're doing
one of my favorites.
So you could still do it.
I still won't, but
you could still do it.
Devastator's so cool.
But yeah, it's gonna take at least an hour to transform, most likely, and then I'm gonna want to. When I move it to the new place, I'm gonna want it in planet form and put it back in the giant styrofoam box it comes in. So that's another hour you're looking at just to get him back into planet. So I was just like, you know what? No, I'll haul this box over.
Dana's unpacking and decorating the place, and Phil's there transforming as Unicron for the second time.
I got things to do here. Come on, this is the important stuff.
The table can't just sit here.
Robot's not going to transform itself.
Hired movers, we're
for the Unicron.
No.
Yeah.
Lift with your back, fellas.
I don't trust. I don't trust the movers.
Jerking motion.
I don't trust the movers with Unicron. Although I wonder if I could pay them to transform it for me. Like, here's the instruction booklet, gentlemen. Please.
I'll be back in an hour.
Funny.
But yeah. So I haven't played much this week. I played did a few more puzzles of that Hatsune Miku.
Oh, right.
Picture Logic or whatever fake Picross name.
Logic
that is.
S.
Yeah.
Whatever
Photo Logic S or Picture. It's Hatsune Miku Picross.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a few random little things like I played a little Animal Crossing, whatever. But I just haven't had much time to get into anything else. I've been saving all my energy for when I eventually dive full on into Monster Hunter. Apparently,
there you go.
So
you should try it.
I'll try the demo.
Yeah.
I'll absolutely try the demo. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. Demo's not that great, but anyway,
that's what you want out of your demo.
The demo did not sell me on the game.
Something really obtuse that doesn't do a great job of selling the game you want people to buy.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Well. Okay,
so
that's it. Yeah,
that's it for you.
What else do you want from me?
I don't know. I guess that means it's time for tweets. All right. Hacker alias Lero says, I was playing retro games on my Wii U this weekend.
Wow.
Is the Wii U retro?
Well, no.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
This is what I'm wondering now. Is this just like, I've been playing
Mario
Bayonetta 2? Or were you playing like Galaga?
Okay.
What is
He doesn't say.
Bayonetta 2 retro.
Not yet. It's not 10 years old yet.
Oh, is that the rule? I can't keep up.
I love the capability, but it's a hassle to keep the gamepad charged, keep Wiimotes around with batteries, sensor bar, other adapters and controllers. Are there old games you'd play if it weren't a hassle? Any despite the hassle?
Tokyo Jungle.
I would. Do you
play.
still have your PS3 hooked up?
I do not have it hooked up. No, that's why it would be a hassle.
Yeah.
I would absolutely
play it if it was an hassle. Yeah.
Yes, I would play Tokyo Jungle if it was not a hassle to do so.
Yeah.
Any that are worth a hassle?
No. It's a pretty low number.
Most games, most retro games that I have an interest in playing today are typically available through other means than the original system, especially with all these little
Nintendo Switch
Nintendo Switch Online, but then all the little retro consoles.
Yeah.
If I want to play Mega Man 2, there's the little NES Classic,
right.
Or the Mega Man collections on every system under the sun, stuff like that.
Yep.
So I guess no.
But what about things like that
PS2 games?
Say Dance Dance Revolution.
Right.
Would that be worth pulling everything out to play? Do you care enough about? Or CJ Rock Band? You were a big Rock Band fan.
Well, Rock Band, luckily a lot of that stuff was forward compatible with Rock Band 4. So I can still play that stuff. But like Beatles Rock Band, I can't play anymore. I'd have to set up the 360 for that.
Right.
It's because it's not backwards compatible. Or stuff like Guitar Hero
on
the 360. I don't even know if that's backwards compatible. I imagine it's not. But
and then with those games, and I know you figured this out. You've already figured this out before, but with those games, you have to deal with lag and stuff like that as well on modern.
That's true.
Modern televisions.
You do. It's not that bad. I think Harmonix has that down pretty well. It's not as bad as playing like Parappa the Rapper remastered on PS4 via HDMI. And it's
so difficult.
This is so hard. Why is this so difficult?
Oh man. And you brought up Parappa, and that. Did you see my little tweet last night I sent out?
Yes.
That broke my heart. Rodney Allen Greenblatt
The
Oh, he didn't
artist
pass
for
away, did he?
Parappa the Rapper.
No.
Oh, jeez.
No, he didn't pass away.
No.
He didn't pass
Worse.
away. But
Oh, no.
Possibly worse.
we were thinking it, but you shouldn't say it.
No.
But so yeah, Rodney Allen Greenblatt is the artist who created the visual look of the Parappa games. He came up with the characters. He created the world, the look of the characters, and all that stuff for the Parappa and Jammerlami series. Mm-hmm. Wonderful, weird, charming artist. I love his work, both his Parappa and his non-Parappa work.
His a cover art for They Might Be Giants album.
The very first They Might Be Giants album.
Figured that. I just saw that when I searched him up.
The self-titled debut from They Might Be Giants. He did the cover art for that. But he finally got on Twitter. Within the past week or two. And
Phil, tell us why he got on Twitter.
To promote his non-fungible tokens that he's now into. He just discovered non-fungible tokens, NFTs, the hot new crypto Ponzi scheme craze that has the side benefit of destroying the environment. And
wait, what? I didn't know that part.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it's because it's it's all the blockchain crap. You got to have like a zillion computers pumping out like a.
That's not exactly that.
That's a half truth.
That's a half truth.
But it's kind of there. But it's kind of
there.
But it's kind of that too.
I mean, the last couple of years that I worked at Adult Swim, we'd get pitched blockchain video games, and it always felt just terrible. Like
right.
The pitch is like, okay, we're going to make these bears, and each one is a different color and also a different rarity, and people will pay for this digital item because it's a special color. And it's like, I don't feel comfortable with that. Yeah. So how do you? Yeah. It's a digital item, but there's a scarcity. Involved in this digital.
It's all a big scam.
It's a scam.
Someone. Yeah. See, Jeff Grubb is backing me up on that environmental destruction aspect of it. So,
well, if you're mining Bitcoin, yes.
Yeah, but I mean,
but if you're producing NFT, I mean,
that's how NFTs work.
I stopped
though.
listening to this 10 minutes.
That's how
ago.
NFTs.
You're
how NFTs
slightly
work.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
The bit I understand.
Slightly right.
I know, right?
Oh my god.
So yeah, apparently someone, and this was someone kind of half explained the idea to him, to Rodney Allen Greenblatt, and he was like, okay.
He flashed him some greenbacks.
Yeah, and was like, okay, I'll try
Rodney Allen greenbacks.
There it is.
There's the title.
Yeah, CJ found the episode title.
There you go.
But yeah, he put some, JPEG of his up on one of these crypto art sites and ended up making like $3,000, and his pupils turned to dollar signs, and now he's all like, okay, I'm in for it.
Yeah.
And he even kind of explains, he's like, yeah, I don't really understand it. I don't really get it. But I got $3,000 in my bank account that wasn't there last week, so I'm fine with it, I guess.
God.
And it just broke my heart because I was like, he's a fantastic artist. I love his style. Yeah. And I was all like, ooh, I can follow him on Twitter, but it's like, well, no, I can't because all he's talking about is this crap. So
the chat, NFTs are largely based on Ethereum, a cryptocurrency, the mining of which uses the same amount of power each year as Ireland, give or take.
Yes.
It's a fair amount.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot. I mean, I don't know the numbers involved in how much power Ireland uses every year.
Yeah. Jeff Grubb pointing out, if you mint an NFT token, it can use a tremendous amount of energy. There's a single NFT that required as much energy as a single European uses in 90 years.
Okay, well,
I've had cryptocurrency.
This makes less and less sense the more I read Jeff Grubb's chat.
There are very real environmental issues involved with this crap.
But Phil, money.
He's not wrong.
Don't get me wrong,
but
Go.
Phil,
I am absolutely not against
get me wrong, Go.
Rodney Allen Greenback's having some jingle in his pocket.
Sure.
You know? I'm all for it.
It just feels
but it's
wrong.
It's skeezy and unpleasant and no.
Anyway, let's not dedicate any more airtime to it then.
It breaks my heart to see someone who created something as charming as the citizens of Parappa
It's like when Captain Kangaroo said that video games were too violent for children. And
did Captain Kangaroo say that?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, and where is he now?
6 feet under.
Boom.
That's really been the story of social media, though, right? It's like, remember all these people you loved and respected? You guys are terrible.
Drop a bunch of ping pong balls on your grave, Captain Kangaroo.
You guys are
there
the
was a press conference in the early 90s, and this was, I think I was 14 or something.
Yeah.
It was like, your Captain Kangaroo is going to tell you that video games are too violent. It's like, thanks. Anyway.
Yeah.
Where were we?
No.
Greg was saying something, but he forgot what he was going to say.
I was just saying that's sort of been the story of social media, right? Is all these people whose work you respected and you really were a big fan of.
Yeah.
You found out you kind of don't like them anymore.
Yeah. Or they're creeps. Anyway,
yeah.
Let's do this one from Hacker Alias 311 Phillies, who says, is CJ reconsidering his all digital future after this Sony Vita announcement? Well, it's just a rumor. Just a rumor, not an announcement yet. But I will say, no, it has not changed my mind on all digital at all.
In fact, you kind of like the idea, right?
In fact, I kind of like buying games and having them just disappear after 10 years.
After what Captain Kangaroo said about games, get them out of here.
Just get them out.
No, we got no time for that stuff.
Part of the reason I buy digital games is the convenience of being able to play them on modern consoles now, and the amount of times I go back into my backlog into things that are 10 plus years old and play them. It's very rare.
That's kind of the harsh reality, isn't it?
It's very rare I do that. So
I appreciate that there are people out there who are preserving these games and making sure that,
and I think that's important
in an increasingly digital future and indeed present, that there are these preservation methods and but I don't have to be one of them.
Yeah, speaking as somebody who does go back and play old games a lot.
Yeah.
But mostly from an era where the only way you could get them was physical.
Right.
Now I'm at the point where I usually only buy something I'm about to play immediately.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sucks that it might disappear someday, but that's a risk that I've already decided to take by, I think that it's important that people be informed if they're going to go digital.
Oh yeah.
That this is a possibility. That should be, that should be common knowledge.
Right.
But speaking as someone who was always worried about that, I buy digital knowing that that's probably going to happen at some point.
And also buy digital movies and TV shows.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, honestly, I
disappear.
I couldn't even tell you what digital movies or TV shows I own at this point. I don't know where half of them are. You know what I mean? Like, because of multiple computers and hard drives and, buying them on multiple services
and
things like
man.
that. Yeah. I honestly don't.
I mean, I have a zillion movies on iTunes.
Well, first of all, thank God for Movies Anywhere, which if you get a digital movie on Amazon, you can also own it on iTunes and everywhere else. Thank God for that.
But I mean, if it's something you're not comfortable with, then obviously don't do it. But I think, at least on this show, the three of us here understand that risk when we buy, and we still choose to buy digital.
Am I going to start to buy Switch game cards just because Sony's shutting down the Vita storefront? No, because the convenience for me to turn on the Switch and start playing a digital game right away, not have to hunt down the cart or anything, is worth it to me. So,
and and I still buy. Mostly, I mean, if there's a choice to buy a game physically or digitally, I will usually buy the physical copy just because I like having the game on the shelf that I could pop in whenever. But I mean, the reality of the situation is when a game is so old that, you know, when it's a couple generations removed, I'm probably not going to play it. I mean, I would love to be able to play Tokyo Jungle. I certainly can play Tokyo Jungle.
That was never offered on disc, right?
If I, you know what, there was
It's an Asian version.
Well, I mean, obviously it came out in Japan on disc. And it had a brilliant cover. Just look up the cover.
That.
Yeah, it's just like the little dog in like this desolate street. But I believe that there was a disc released here in the US, and it was like one of those, like, there's like 3 games on it. I think it was like Tokyo Jungle, maybe Fat Princess, and one other, like Journey or something, maybe.
Quite the triple bill.
Yeah, there was, but I don't know if the game was actually. Well, first of all, I don't know if there was an actual disc in that case or if it was just a download code. Or what, but there was a physical release. Probably, perhaps, but I mean, let's face it, that we're a couple generations removed from that game, and I would love to play it, and I can. All I have to do is go dig my PS3 out of storage.
And yet you don't,
and I don't because I love it, but you know, I got a stack of new games that I haven't finished. You know,
back to the question that Lero asked. The hassle of setting the stuff up. So, but anyway, no, I'm not reconsidering. I'm fine with it. I'm all digital for movies, and for music, I obviously don't buy CDs anymore. I don't buy music anymore, really. I just listen to whatever's on Apple Music.
Honestly, for music now, I'm pretty much all Spotify.
Spotify.
And for movies, I'm pretty much all digital rentals at this point. I don't buy movies anymore.
Oh, really?
Digital rentals or streaming. Although I have bought, it depends what, like if, a 4K version of Castle of Cagliostro just came out on 4K Blu-ray, and I bought that because it's like one of my favorite movies. So how could I not?
That's a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I would still buy like a copy of Predator or something like that. I'd love to have a physical copy of that just because it's one of my favorite movies. But
All right, let's do this one from hacker alias Froyog Softserve, who says, is there a television show / movie that you think would have yielded a killer video game adaptation? Which show, what kind of game? I'd enjoy a third-person open-world shooter based on Fringe or a Fallout-style supernatural game. You know, Ubisoft did that Lost game, and it was such a piece of crap via Thomas. But it would be good to have a decent Lost game. Yeah, Lost would be my answer on that.
Only if the last level of the game was kind of half-baked and unsatisfying.
Oh,
yeah, but
I like the ending of Lost. But anyway,
you know what I would like to see? A new DuckTales game based on the
modern new show.
Based on the modern DuckTales.
That would be good.
With that art style and fully voiced by the cast and everything, and just have it be a 2D platformer like the original one, or or indeed the Way Forward remake, which was really good. I really liked that reboot one.
How about Last Starfighter? Make a video game adaptation of that, of the new one, for the new one. Anyway,
sure.
You're just throwing out names of movies now.
That's right.
How about Ready Player One? The game.
I'm surprised they haven't done that. Except the licensing,
it's just your backlog.
You couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
With this one from Hacker Alias, I finally watched, who says, if you could only play games from one genre for the rest of your life, what would you pick? For me, it's platformers. Give me
multi-game collections.
Retro game collections.
Pretty good. Yeah. I did it.
Probably third-person action games.
Yeah. I would
third-person action. You mean like what?
Like Uncharted,
like a Tomb Raider, Uncharted, Last of Us, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd go platformers. I'd absolutely go platformers, and I would go
platformers forever.
2D or 3D though, because there's a difference. No, yeah, I think it does.
You have to choose.
Yeah, I feel like what I said sort of encapsulates like a Ratchet and Clank or Sly Cooper as well.
I would choose 3D platformers. Yeah,
I think I'd probably go 2D.
Yeah,
I think I'd probably go 2D platformers, but that's just me.
That is just you. You're more of a two-dimensional guy than a three-dimensional guy.
I don't know.
How long have you known me?
We've been getting more three-dimensional as we get older.
Yikes.
Ouch.
I noticed none of you denying it.
Well,
no.
I mean,
no.
Doing what I can, but...
All right.
I think that's what I do.
Is that it? I think that's it. That's a good That's a good
sure.
hour and a half.
Although I think Greg's cheating a little bit by throwing in like saying like Ratchet and Clank counts.
Is that not a third-person action game? You run around shooting things.
Yeah, but it feels a lot different than like
just
a Tomb Raider.
Just because I had a more versatile idea than you.
I don't know, because it seems
anything.
like.
See, I feel like.
I mean,
listen to me. I feel
Mario
like along the same lines. I feel like along
that?
the same lines. What you said, as far as platformers go, that would also include things like Contra.
Yeah.
Or Gunstar Heroes.
Okay.
See?
I'm
willing to give if you're willing to give.
A little bit.
That's an action game tape.
I really don't care. We make up the rules.
Action game tape.
Okay. When I say cartridge games?
That's not a genre.
But maybe it should be.
Yeah. Only disc-based games.
Only physical games. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You will find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward. Someday you'll find Generation 16 episodes there as well.
Yep, the latest one is about half done.
Oh,
so it's getting there.
Right.
It's getting there.
Very nice. And you'll also find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about. Probably a link to that Nobody trailer, a link to Phil's tweet about Unicron, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Just see that in the show notes. That's why we do it, folks. That's why we do it. And
by we, you mean you.
I mean me. Yeah. I'm typing up the show notes.
Exactly.
That's right. But anyway, you'll also find a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening application. We're also on Stitcher Radio or on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 podcast. You can also watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes and the Twitters and the Facebooks and the Twitch.tvs, all those crazy places. Follow our Twitter account, which is @P1 Podcast, to find out when we're doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sundays at 5:30 specific time. Just like it was this week.
Just like
it was last week. And let's face it, probably just like it's going to be for the next several weeks coming up. So join us for that, won't you? And if you've liked what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. I got to hire some movers, man. I got some gigantic toys to haul across town. So that won't be coming out of our Patreon funds, though. My goodness, that would be embezzlement. Is that embezzlement?
I don't know that it really fits that.
It would be a misappropriation of funds, to be sure.
Yeah.
But you know what your Patreon dollars do help do is help keep our show going, keeps the lights on, keeps our Melon app melaning, and all those.
It's working out so great, though.
But it is. This is going quite well. Yeah. So I'm pleased. But you know what, friends? If you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
cheap.
There it is. You gain access to a special bonus episode every week, a little after show that we do where we play games, crack wise, have fun, doing all the stuff we can't do on the regular show due to all the requirements put upon us by the blockchain. I think that's how that works. I don't really understand it. But we got a game this week, CJ?
We sure do.
What do we have?
It's a Jeopardy game comprised of Super Nintendo, Super Famicom games that should be included on the Nintendo Switch Online service, but are not.
So that should be fun.
Should be good.
That's from a listener?
From hacker alias Scoop Joey.
Oh, very cool.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. So join us for that, won't you? And if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com. You'll find the Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite second banana, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you head over to Patreon and support my show to the tune of $5 per episode,
also cheap,
you get access to the Weekly Commute. It's the weekly series of weblogs about the creation of the show, what I'm playing, other videos and content I'm working on, game room, that sort of thing. Good times, fun stuff. And hey, you only support the show per episode, which is to the tune of 4 or 5 episodes a year. How can you go wrong? Exactly.
Wait. Oh, crap.
It's good enough.
Yeah. You will note though, Greg, that I don't see any Genesis themed Jeopardy games from our listeners.
Oh,
so
welcome to the internet, my friend.
And head over, of course, to secondplayer.net.
Secondplayer.net.
Yeah, secondplayer.net.
Right. Or the Second Player Net Twitter account. There you'll find me highlighting very cool video game podcasts and YouTube videos that you should watch. And Second Player is also a podcast where I interview YouTubers and podcasters about their work, including one Greg Stewart in this past week's episode. We talked all about Generation 16, the stuff that he's doing for Extra Life. It was a great conversation, and you can listen to that right now.
Oh, my goodness. For free?
Yeah. For free.
What a bargain.
It's a sexy time.
I know, right? Goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, CJ.
Yes, Phil.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.
Of course. Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Philip.
I do what I can. And of course, thank you, our wonderful listeners, every single one of you. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your family, your loved ones, your friends. Keep wearing the masks. Get a shot if you're eligible.
We're getting there.
I'm going to be eligible soon. So
allegedly, I'm going to be eligible soon.
Excellent. Excellent.
In the future.
Excellent. So
a month or 2 from now.
Oh, good. And see all y'all next week. Friendos.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.